Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the previous session we have discussed about classification of ligands based on the denticity, right? So yes, just we recall that concept. What do you mean by denticity here? The number of ligating groups, or I can say atoms, present in a ligand is considered as a denticity, right? So based on denticity, ligands can be classified into various types as monodentate, okay, bidentate, tridentate, okay, tridentate, tetradentate, or even after tridentate we can generally call polydentate, ligand. So what it means is, so here denticity refers to the number of ligating groups present in a ligand, and they are going to make a coordinate bond with the central metal atom or ion, or in another words what I can say, the total number of, okay, coordinate bonds formed by a ligand is considered as its denticity. The number of coordinate bond formed with the central metal atom or ion is also referred as its denticity. If a ligand is able to make only one coordinate bond with the central metal or ion at a time, then it is considered as monodentate. If it is going to make two coordinate bond with the central metal atom or ion, is considered as a bidentate. If 3, tridentate. If 4, tetradentate. And if 5, or you can say more than 5, is considered as a, okay, polydentate ligand. Alright. Well, now in this session we are going to consider a special type of ligands. They are considered as a ambidentate ligand and chelated ligands. Okay. Well, in this session we try to understand the meaning of ambidentate and chelated ligands. So here ambi usually we know about amphibians and all. So here ambi refers to, so bi or di. Okay, usually ambi refers to bi, or you can say di. Means what it is? It is two, right? Ambidentate. So there will be two donor atoms. Means there will be two donor atoms present in a ligand. We consider what is the meaning of that ambidentate ligand. Yes, if I consider definition of ambidentate ligand, what it is the a ligand which contains two donor atoms. Andre a ligand alli ಎಷ್ಟು donor atom irtave, that ligand is going to contain two donor atoms. Then its denticity must be 2, right? But not so. Though they have two donor atoms, what happens? Only one of them forms a coordinate bond at a time with the central metal atom or ion. So why we are calling ambidentate ligand means, yes, there are two donor atoms, but that ligand is going to make only one coordinate bond with the central metal atom or ion at a time. Therefore it is considered as a ambidentate ligand. So I repeat the definition. What it is? A ligand which contains two donor atoms, but only one of them forms a coordinate bond at a time with central metal atom or ion is called ambidentate ligand. Okay, well, so it can be better understood with a particular example. So consider the complex here. So what is the central metal ion here? Cobalt is present, right? Cobalt present. And how many ammonia groups are present? 5 ammonia groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So 5 ammonia groups are present. So cobalt, NH3, how many times? 5 times. NH3 5. And here nitrogen is involved in a bond formation. What is the group here? NO2. NO2 is a group. Well, I will mention a square bracket. Well, here if I consider 5 ammonia groups, okay, 5 ammonia groups in which nitrogen is going to make a coordinate bond with the cobalt, that is central metal ion, right? And in NO2 group, say oxygen is able to donate its lone pair of electrons, means oxygen has a tendency to make a coordinate bond, and even nitrogen also has a tendency to make a coordinate bond. So in the first diagram, that is in A diagram, what I have written, nitrogen is made a coordinate bond with the central metal atom, right? Therefore what I can say here, so there are two donor atoms, oxygen and nitrogen, but nitrogen is involved in a bond formation but not the oxygen. Then NO2 is a type of ligand. It has two donor atoms. Okay, NO2 has a two donor atoms, but only it forms one coordinate bond to the central metal atom or ion at a time. Therefore, what we can say here, this NO2 act as what? Act as a ambidentate ligand. Well, in the second example, say here what happened? Out of NO2, that oxygen is involved in a bond formation. Therefore, how we are going to write means CO NH3 5 times ONO. If you write ONO in the complex, it means that oxygen is involved in a bond formation with the central metal ion. If you just write NO2, which means nitrogen is involved in a bond formation with the central metal ion. You got it? Yes. Then there is a difference in the naming of such type of ligands. The ambidentate ligands are going to get two names based on the type of donor atoms involved in a bond formation. So for example, NO2 minus. Okay. So what is the possibility? We said nitrogen may involve in bond formation with the central metal atom or ion. In such case, it is named as what? It is named as a nitrito N. While naming a complex, so say CONH3 NH3 5 times NO2. So here while writing the name of the complex, so 5 ammonia groups, right? So pentamine nitrito N. Why we are writing nitrito? Nitrito means it is because nitrogen is involved in a bond formation. Therefore, we are writing nitrito N cobalt. Okay. Later, if we consider counter ion, we can consider the exact oxidation state of that central metal. Similarly, if we consider, okay, one more. What is the other possibility? Even oxygen involved in a bond formation with the central metal atom or ion. Then how we are going to write the name means it is named as a nitrito O. So nitrito N, nitrito O. Nitrito N means nitrogen is involved in bond formation. Nitrito O means oxygen is involved in a bond formation, right? Well, so here oxygen acts as a donor atom. Well, similarly, if we consider other examples of ambidentate ligands, say NO2 minus, so nitrito N and nitrito O that we considered. Then if we consider thiocyanide, okay, SCN minus. In SCN minus thiocyanide, SCN minus, so again we have possibility, that is sulfur and nitrogen. There are two donor atoms. So if sulfur is involved in a bond formation, then it is called thiocyanato. Sulfur acts as a donor atom. And if nitrogen involved in a bond formation, then it is named as isothiocyanato. Isothiocyanato. Here what? Nitrogen acts as a donor atom. So it is an ambidentate ligand having two donor atoms, but going to make only one coordinate bond at a time. Okay. So nitrito N, nitrito O, thiocyanato, isothiocyanato. Then similarly, if we consider Cn minus cyanide, here also there are two donor atoms, carbon and nitrogen. Both act as a donor atoms. Well, if carbon is involved in bond formation, then it is named as a cyano, or you can say cyanido. Okay, cyanido. Then here carbon act as a donor atom, and what is the other possibility? Nitrogen also may act as a donor atom. Then in such case it is named as a isocyanido and isocyanido. So here nitrogen act as a donor atom. So overall, what is to be remembered here? So ambidentate ligand, which means a type of bidentate ligand. So we can specify that a type of bidentate ligand, or you can say a type of ligand having two donor atoms, but makes only one coordinate bond with the central metal atom or ion at a time. Is going to make only, is capable of making only one coordinate bond at a time. Okay. Yes. Examples: NO2 minus, SCN minus, okay, Cn minus are well known example for ambidentate ligands. Okay. Next, coming to the concept chelation. So chelation usually refers to ring formation. Okay, chelate or chelation refers to usually ring formation. So what is the meaning of chelation means? Just it can be understood better with considering glycinate ion. A glycinate ion. Consider say CH2, say NH2, nitrogen carries lone pair of electrons, and C double bond O minus. Oxygen carries an electron, right? Yes. It can be better understood. Just I will write like this. So nitrogen carrying lone pair of electrons and NH2. That is NH2 group. So here, say if it is a bidentate ligand, glycinate ion is a bidentate ligand. So if both are involved in bond formation with the central metal atom or ion, say. So what happened? There will be formation of a circle, or I can say ring. Are you agree with this? So a bidentate are generally polydentate ligands capable of making what? Capable of making a ring structure. Capable of making a circular, I can say a ring structure by making a coordinate bond with the central metal atom or ion is referred as chelation, and such ligands are called chelating ligands. Okay, yes. So that term chelate, okay, the word chelation, which is derived from Greek word chele, 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 which is meaning claw, claw, claw like a upper structure. That is, so the ligands lie, okay, the ligands lie around the central metal atom. Okay, they like the claws of a lobster. How they are going to present? They are present in the form of claws of a lobsters. Yes, what it mean actually is, say when a bidentate or polydentate ligands, okay, when bidentate, or even I can consider polydentate ligands, bidentate or polydentate ligands, but not with the monodentate ligand. Please remember this. It is either bidentate or polydentate ligand. Use two or more of its donor atoms to bind to a single metal atom or ion. Then a ring-like structure is formed. So when a bidentate or polydentate ligand uses two or more of its donor atoms to make a coordinate bond with the central metal atom or ion, then what happens? They are going to form a ring-like structure. It leads to formation of a ring-like structure. Those ring-like structure formed are called chelates, and that ligand is called chelating ligand. Okay, yes. So consider in this example itself, in glycinate ion itself, what happened? Say in glycinate there will be two donor atoms. It has two donor atoms. So when both the donor atoms involved in bond formation, what happened? A ring-like structure is formed. A ring-like structure is formed. Therefore, this whatever the ring-like structure formed is called chelate, and that ligand is considered as a chelating ligand. You got it? Yes. Well, if I consider well-known example for chelating ligand is a hexadentate ligand, ethylene diamine tetraacetate. So is going to form a ring-like structures, right? Well, so EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetate, it is a hexadentate ligand. Because of its more high denticity, is readily forms a ring-like structures by donating its lone pair of electrons, or I can say by making a coordinate bond with the metal atom or ion. Okay, well, then coming to the one MCQ, ambidentate ligand. Okay, ಏನದು ambidentate ligand ಅಂದ್ರೆ say contains two donor atoms, means it is a bidentate? No. Contains two donor atoms, both are involved in a coordination, it is also wrong. C, contains two donor atoms, but only one of them forms a coordinate bond. Yes, it is true for ambidentate ligand. What is the fourth option? Contains only one donor atom. It is wrong. So what is the answer here? Contains two donor atoms, but only one of them forms a coordinate bond, right? Well, so option C is correct. Okay, so with this I'm going to conclude about this session. Again in the next session we go for other concept. Thank you. Be safe.